Hello, my love. Welcome to Shamanic Heart Space. Today, we're going to be walking through the Libra Full Moon, the pink moon of April, and the light really that it's casting right now. Well, across everything relationships, sense of self, self worth, maybe even the places that you're seeking more honesty, real connection, and balance, really. And yeah, this isn't really a gentle, a gentle one, to be honest. It's definitely asking something of all of us, and it's probably quite likely you already know this. You can probably feel it in your body already. um, so yeah, to all those Librans out there, this is your full moon. This is a moment when everything that you really carry about love and fairness and beauty and honesty is amplified. It's turned all the way up. So this is really your season to be seen for how much you actually hold for everybody else. So yeah, the Libra full moon sits exactly opposite the Aries sun, which means we're in this breathe in and out moment. Aries pulling you back towards yourself and fire and your clear yes, and Libra perhaps pulling you a bit more outward into relationships, into consideration, into community, and into questioning how you show up in general, how you show up with other people, where you're overgiving. So yeah, that tension is not abstract. It lives right here in every moment and in the body. I think particularly in the throat, speaking up, in the solar plexus about self-worth, in the sacral, regarding taking action, yeah, it's in the place that knows what needs to be said, but isn't always sure that it's safe to say it. That's how it feels to me. So let's go there together. Not be afraid. We're all here, so that's all we need. Yeah, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Not everything is gonna apply. I am not an astrologer. I channel the new and full moon, every new and full moon, the energy, what you might expect, give you a bit of heads up, maybe explain a few things of what you're going through, what you're experiencing, a bit of guidance and support in that regard. So I hope that you find it helpful. I do tend to yawn when I'm channeling and my eyes stream. That's why I don't do this as a video. But yeah, I hope you find this helpful. Hope you enjoy it. And yeah, let's go. So this moon, Libra is an air sign. It lives in the world of thought, conversation, perception, relationships, and it feels that the really deep medicine here is around honesty held with care. So some honesty can be brutal. Honesty is always needed. It's always necessary, right? And yeah, this is like the opposite to people pleasing, and it's kind to tell the truth while still holding the other person's perspective, if that makes sense. So it's speaking your truth for the highest good of all. It's not always easy. I'm being careful to just not destroy the other person with what you've got to say. So there's definitely that undercurrent of that Aries of possible explosiveness coming from you, coming from other people. So just something to watch for with that. You might have something to say, but it might be worth taking a few deep breaths before you do so. So there's definitely the potential here, the shadow side of Libra, I think we can call it. As maybe the tendency to keep the peace, and maybe at the cost of your own truth. To balance until you've balanced yourself right out of the equation, really, to smile and smooth things over and handle it and handle everybody else's feelings while quietly letting yourself erode and just sink to the bottom. So it's possible, very possible, that issues around that could come up at this time. Full moons illuminate, they bring what's in the dark into the light, and this moon is specifically illuminating relationships, really. That's what I'm seeing here. With yourself, with others, where you've been performing balance instead of feeling it. Oh, feels like quite a lot, actually. So I can really feel that sense of it, the balancing of the Aries, the, the fire, the initiation, the pure I am. The moon is directly across from that, and so there's this what about me going on, and that's definitely a healthy thing. Of course, there's no right or wrong here. It's just about how you handle it moving forward, I guess. It's a very familiar tension. The self, the other, the I, the we, the fire of your own truth, and the air of how that truth moves through connection and relationship. So yeah, as I said, there's no right or wrong here. Aries without Libra becomes self-absorbed and brittle, and Libra without Aries becomes accommodating to the point of disappearing, really. So both work together. So the invitation of this moon is to find the axis and be honest, and live in balance between your inner fire and the genuine tenderness of your relationships. There's going to be a bigger ask for some than for others. But of course, it's beautiful. It's positive. It's moving closer to that unconditional love. Like, I see you wholly. I love you fully, and also I'm part of this. So speaking, sharing clearly, calmly, and meeting each other in the balance of the scales. So what that really looks in practice is going to be different for everyone, of course. For some, the invitation is to stop outsourcing for truth, to stop swallowing what needs to be said in order to keep someone comfortable. For other people, it's going to be the opposite, to bring more care and consideration to how they're wielding their own fire, really, to not just ask, what do I want, but how does what I want land with the people I love. So, yeah, for most of us, it's going to kind of be both, I suppose, on different days, in different rooms, in different ways. So, again, it's always just about awareness, isn't it? So, I'm really feeling this in my body more than in the mind, which might be a welcome relief for many people listening, because there's been so much mental activity. But yeah, there's a feeling quality to this rather than a thinking. That's what I'm picking up anyway. Something's being cleared right now, kind of at the roots of who we are. Old versions, old ways of moving through, old stories, identities, old masks that you've put on years ago because you believed it made you lovable, easy to love. Maybe feeling unusually tired around this time, maybe particularly tender or aware of something shifting right deep at your core, maybe feeling like the whole ground beneath you is shifting, and that's not just life. That's this as well. It's all mapped out, really, and everything is working together. The earth, the sky, inside of us, the people that you're dealing with. It's all one wonderfully dynamic, complicated, perfectly balanced symphony, really. So it all makes sense in one way or another. This is all happening right now. And so essentially the sky is asking you to put down what you've been carrying since before you probably even knew you were carrying it. So some real shadow material could come to the surface with this. It's probably been moving through for a while. You've probably been aware of it, probably been letting go of stories for quite a while now. And there's this kind of apex point now of where you're really learning to stand in your truth and to stand up and be counted, and to maybe just do things a bit differently to what you've done before. There's a seeing of yourself, a recognition of the soul, a quietness, a stillness, probably less anxiety around this kind of thing. Like perhaps if you think back to maybe even a year ago, how you would have dealt with whatever you're facing right now, it probably would have been quite different. So that's worth acknowledging for yourself and patting yourself on the back, I suppose. Like, yeah, a year ago I would have run away from that, or a year ago I would have done X, Y, Z. Like, look at me now. This is big work. This is big work that many people are doing. And a lot of it is coming from places that we haven't even really been able to identify, like 12th house stuff, things wounds and behaviors that are even hidden from ourselves. Yeah. So there's something here around as well, receiving something. I'm trying to explain what I'm picking up here. So many of you are extraordinary at giving, and if you're, let's say on this path, you're here listening to something like this, listening to me, little old me, you're the one who holds, who considers, who turns up, who's compassionate in somewhere in you quietly, without drama. There's probably a bit of a drought going on. A place that doesn't know how to receive, perhaps, and flinches when someone offers care, maybe doesn't fully even recognize love, like there's still a wound activated there, perhaps, and maybe deflects compliments, minimizes a need, keeps the focus on others because being cared for feels uncomfortably unfamiliar, maybe even around a feeling out of control in letting somebody give to you. But if that lands to you, this moon is specifically about that, not just what you've been giving and not receiving, but the older, deeper question of why receiving can feel so hard. What's scary about that? Just let that land for a moment, I think. Yeah, it's definitely strong vibes. And if any of this is hitting you, just take a few deep breaths, come back home to yourself. A lot of people write to me and tell me that they listen and pause and journal as we go through. Because listening to a channel such as myself is going to help to open your channel as well. So people keep telling me this, that as they listen, they just open up more and understand more. It's not about what I'm saying, it's about tuning into the frequency that allows you to hear and know what it is you need to hear and know. All right, so there could be some surprises, or a surprise when I don't know, when the truth finally comes out, when the light finally shines on something, and maybe you've had a version of the conversation in your head a million times. You knew what you were going to say, or what you were expecting, and then something truer comes through instead. This really feels like, epiphany energy, something from the heart that bypasses all of that careful, managed stuff and just speaks. And maybe that sounds frightening or feels frightening right now, but I actually feel like this is going to come more as a relief than anything else. Just like the truth has landed and shaken off anything that wasn't real or that was holding you back. Yeah, so as I said, this is the kind of moon that's just been doing its work on you for weeks, months already. So this isn't the beginning of something. You're arriving at a place that you've been moving towards for a while, and I think that's going to feel like quite a big relief, like a weight off. It has been quite a heavy time, so okay, so feel the channel really strong right now, so just bear with me. This is offered with love, and I hope it's helpful. So there's a sense of being tired of pretending that things are more balanced than they are, and at the same time a release of emotion around that when the truth comes out around that. And it's almost like somewhere inside of you there's maybe a quiet exhaustion from the weight of holding things together. As I said, a relationship, family, friendship, a version of yourself that was built to survive or manage other people's comfort rather than to live your own truth. And that's falling away now. And it's really not about judgment, any of this. It's here just to show you something. Everyone, each and every one of us, to show us something. And our responsibility to ourselves is to be honest about what it's showing us, even if it's difficult or uncomfortable. Deep, deep, deep down, you're gonna know what you need to do or what you need to say. So just be gentle with yourself. Take your time. So on one side, carrying what isn't yours, unspoken grievances, issues, or whatever, all the things you've swallowed down, the needs you've been editing, and trying to make everything manageable, the love you've been offering in the hope that it would eventually come back differently, saying yes when your body's saying no, all of that. And then on the other hand, what do you actually want? What do you actually need? The conversations you've been constructing and deconstructing and never quite having, the thing you've been afraid that makes you too much or too difficult or too honest or unlovable, and something in you is going to know the difference, because it's going to push you into, okay, enough is enough. And of course this is going on for everybody as well, so it's not like you're going to just be having a conversation with yourself. People might come to you with some stuff as well. So there's movement here. Yeah. So moving from management into trust, really, and real balance, which I, feel like is Libra's true gift. Is not the kind that comes from making everything comfortable. It's not the absence of tension or difficulty or honest, difficult feelings. Real balance is what happens when everyone involved are in their truth at the same time. and neither one is shrinking or minimizing so as to protect. Yeah. So, a message that's coming through really strongly here actually is any love that requires any kind of self erasure is just simply not love, it's management. And maybe you've been a brilliant manager, but this moon is asking whether management is actually what you signed up for. Okay, so this seems oddly specific, so let me just see. I'm just the messenger, so there's a particular kind of loneliness and sadness that can live inside any kind of relationship, any kind of dynamic that looks fine from the outside. Um, but this loneliness is the only word I can use to describe what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling here. Is not being fully known, not being fully seen, and the performance of love rather than actually receiving it and moving with it. The the loneliness of being so skilled at smoothing things over that maybe losing track of what was actually underneath. And so if you're recognizing that, please hear this. It doesn't mean that, you know, that relationship is wrong or anybody's bad or anything like that. It's not that binary. It doesn't mean anything's been wasted. It means that you're finally honest enough to allow yourself to see it, and it's the beginning of something really real. So the really beautiful gift that seems to be coming through here is that it's offering the expansion and the capacity to hold your own truth and your love for others at the same time without destroying the other. So you don't have to choose between being honest and loving. That might come as a surprise to some people. You don't have to choose between your own needs and the needs of others. I feel that Libra's highest teaching right now is both need to exist together, but everybody has to stop pretending in every direction. Yeah, so that probably means facing some stuff. So maybe what you've been carrying, as I said, was placed there long before you can even remember. Maybe there were some agreements that you made about love when you were little, small, quiet, and you don't even remember even ancestral past life stuff. Maybe learning to be agreeable, maybe that receiving is selfish, but the way to be loved is to be useful or easy or small enough not to be inconvenient. And those agreements have been running like a program ever since. And so this moon is asking you to just look at them very clearly. No blame, no shame. Just look, because you can only really deal with what you can actually see, and it's a very positive thing. It's a beautiful thing. So something in you is ready to be surprised by what comes out when you finally speak, I suppose. It will not be what you've rehearsed. It will not be what you imagined. It's going to be truer than that. And a relief, a beautiful relief. So, yeah, we're in this season that's asking for more honesty and authenticity, and to which brings more love in. And it just might feel a little bit uncomfortable at first, but that's just the story. So just to be clear, we're not talking about cruelty or confrontation for its own sake. is honest, gentle. This is what I feel, and it's not about you. um, and everything will move into balance once you start trying to manage it, I suppose. I don't think there's going to be much of a requirement to actually search for this. I think it's just naturally, organically coming to the surface. And it's something you've known for a while. You probably already know, just haven't said it out loud. So just know that you're ready to be seen, you're ready to be loved. Incredible. So, more of you. Yeah. So, I'm going to take a moment really to honour the full moon herself and what it means for the kind of larger story of the year. So, I mean, full moons are generally about completions. They're the moment when something that was seeded 6 months ago, so in this case the Libra new moon in October 2025, comes to its fullest expression. So think back, if you can, to that Libra new moon. What was being planted then in your relationships, in your sense of balance, in your understanding of what you needed from the people around you, wherever it was. You're standing at that harvest now. April's full moon has traditionally been called the pink moon, not because the moon turns pink necessarily, but because she rises at the same time of some of the first wild flowers of spring that are brilliant and pink and push up through the last of the cold soil season in the season. So they're those plants are the earliest harbingers of growing season. Small, and they don't ask permission, and they bloom in their true colour. And that's really beautiful teaching, I think, for this time of year, about just pushing on through and being beautiful. There's also the season of accelerating light in the Northern Hemisphere. So we're well past equinox, really. The days are getting noticeably longer. Yeah, there's a sense of life leaning forward, nature committing to the new season. And this full moon is the great peak of that momentum, the moment of fullness before the energy begins to wane again, and we move towards, yeah, something else. It's always moving. It's always moving. Really enjoying the seasons though, like living in the jungle. There was not really much change to the seasons, and it always kind of just got light and got dark the same time. And it's really incredible how our bodies adjust to that, really. So, yeah, full moons, you feel it is traditionally a time for release, whatever's been illuminated under this Libra light, truth, pattern, and balance, something that's been waiting. And this is the window to begin letting it go, really. Not by suppressing it, but naming it and choosing what you want to do with that information. And you're not being asked to bloom perfectly, my love. Just being asked to bloom in all of your fantastic, uncharted, unmanaged glory, really. So this could feel like a lot, but you've absolutely got this. Got your own back. Beautiful. Inside and out. We all are. I just want to take a few moments to share how we can go deeper together, because in terms of working together, because the Libra full moon is a really powerful window for working with patterns and any kind of relationship, including your relationship with yourself. And these are often things that we can struggle to release on our own. But knowing where any imbalances are and being able to actually move through are two very different things. So if you find yourself recognizing patterns under this moon that you keep repeating in different ways, in different colors, in different contexts, in different seasons, it's usually a sign that something in the deeper layer of you is asking, is a story asking to be worked with. So I do offer a few ways to do this together. I've got a Bob Sana plant dieta beginning April the 20th. This is a gentle Amazonian plant medicine for the heart, working beautiful with Libra energy. And we'll be moving more into Aries energy as well. But softening to love and helping you hear your own truth clearly beneath all of the noise. And that's a group work that we'll do. I'm also a Jungian influence hypnotherapist, and this is really going beneath the surface of any patterns to the root. Or you might be asking yourself, why do I keep balancing myself out of the equation? Why is honesty so frightening for me? Why do I give so much and feel so unseen? These aren't questions that willpower or positive thinking can answer. We live in the subconscious, and that's where we can go together into the shadow work gently and carefully with enormous respect for your process and your own timing. Can also offer shamanic healing Kambo sessions for those feeling called to a kind of more physical and energetic reset in the shamanic tradition. If you're drawn to plant medicine, we can talk about that. And if you want ongoing community, got these twice monthly offerings of moon circles in the Sacred Temple on Patreon. That shamanic heart space is where all of that lives. So there's lots of ways that you can get support, for whatever you're going through, really. It's a big, strong time for so many, for everyone, I think, actually. So I'm just going to invite you to take a moment to feel into your heart space now. And place your awareness right there into your heart. And ask yourself gently, you don't have to rush at all, what am I carrying right now that feels heavier than I've been letting on? And just let something rise. Might be a word, a name, a feeling, an image. There's no need for judgment, or editing. Just let it be what it is and hold that in your awareness. And now asking yourself, what have I been withholding from myself? A need, a truth, a desire. What have I been doing to stay comfortable? And again, just let it come. Trust the first thing. And hold both of those things. The weight you've been carrying, the thing you've been withholding. And just imagine that for a moment you could set them both down. And just seeing what's there. And if you want to go deeper with this, for subscribers on Patreon and Spotify and Substack, there is a meditation that you can do, plus the bonus episode that will be there. And I've got the moon ceremony online on the 1st of April, where we'll be doing lots of things. We do that every full moon with the Patreon community. It's really nice to just get together and be witnessed and hold each other. And I take you on a shamanic journey for clearing and alignment, and we will get to learn more about each other. So you're welcome to check all the links in the show notes or whatever for how you can come and join us in any of that, or meet with me in any way. I've also got retreats coming up this year, so we can talk about that. If you're interested, there's ways that you can book a chat with me. So I just want to thank you so much for being here and for walking through this Libra Full Moon energy with me. And as I said, if this episode landed for you, there are more companion pieces for subscribers, guided meditation, and the bonus episode going into mythology and medicine. I just want to say thank you with so much love and in deep service to all of our unbecoming and becoming on our journey. So much gratitude to you, and I hope you have a beautiful Libra full moon and can bloom more with the energy that's there available to support you. If you're having a tough time, remember it's just a season and everything passes, and we are exactly where we need to be. You are sovereign and you know what you're doing. It's already been mapped out, so you just got to be brave and move through the patterns and the conditions, which can be easier said than done, but you've absolutely got this. So thanks again, and thank you to all of my subscribers and all the wonderful people who I'm working with at the moment. Hope to see everybody very, very soon. Lots of love from my heart to yours. My name is Nancy, and this has been Shamanic Heart Space.